Howdy y'all, my name is Arindel76 and welcome back to my Calmcraft series. I thought today that we would start out here on the edge of town where I'm going to build my new modern city area of town. And today I think we're going to try to get some of the roads down for the city. So by the end of today we'll hopefully have a bit of the road map around town, or at least this first area of town, where different buildings are going to go, and sort of the infrastructure down, so that we could start building some really cool skyscrapers and restaurants and other buildings. So this is sort of the road design that I'm looking for. This would be a 2-lane road, so there's enough space here for 2 cars, and then lines on the outside of each of those. The cars would end up being three blocks wide each. So you have a space for the outer line of the road, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 3 blocks for the car, and then a block on either side of that. Middle line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a second lane, and then the outer line of the road on this side too. So I'm just gonna set up some of these. This is gonna be the main road running right through town, starting here and going that way. And yeah, I'll get some of these roads in and then show it off when I'm finished. See y'all in a bit. And we're back, y'all. I've finished putting in the first couple of roads here. So as you can see, I'm going for a 4-lane highway coming right through the middle of the city. So 2 lanes going this way and 2 lanes heading back that way. This is going to be the main road all the way through the city from this end, which is really, this is going to be as far as the city goes this way, all the way to however far I decide to take it over there. I got a second road in up here running perpendicular to that one. There should be enough room for maybe 2 or 3 buildings in this corner. There should be enough room for about 2 or 3 buildings in each corner. Maybe just one in the one corner, but this one's a bit narrower. Only got 1 lane going each way, and then a lane in the middle for turning and things. So let me go ahead. I am a mod on the server, so I have access to fly mode. So let me hop into fly mode and show you how this looks from the air. So yeah, there we go. There's our road. Well, 2 roads. So this is how the layout of the city is going to look, or at least this portion of the city. Now, if that were it, that would of course be a pretty small city. So I'm going to keep extending it this way for sure. I'm going to build a bridge across here at some point and expand the city into this desert, this empty desert area over here. And I think I'm also going to build a bridge off of this road here and take it over to this little peninsula we've got here across the river. And then further that way is just, that's the ocean. That's just a bunch of open water that way. So not a lot of area over here, but we could put something on this spit, I think. So I got 2 bridges to build. As I said, that's going to be as far as the town goes that way. And I think this is going to be as far as we go this way as well. Because Barocci's Tuscan walled city is over there, and I want to give her some space to expand if she wants, so she can have all that area back that way. So that's how the roads are looking for the city. Now, something I'm not particularly satisfied with at the moment is this intersection here. So as you can see, I really just kind of put the highway in first and then put the crossroad in and just kind of stuck it right next to it without making it really intersect. And of course, at a real intersection in any US city, you would see crosswalks, there'd be stoplights up here, and all sorts of other things which help direct the flow of traffic, make everything work smoothly. So I think I'm going to put that in next, and I think I'll actually do that as sort of a time lapse for y'all. Let you see how I work, what my thought process is on that, and hopefully it'll all look really good at the end. So without further ado, here we go. Well, we're back, everyone. The time-lapse software didn't work for me, so I don't really have a time-lapse for you, but I can at least show you what sort of progress I made. So here's my intersection. I got crosswalks here, as you can see, a bit more regular paint down, I guess, lines painted and things. So we got that in, a turn lane here in the middle going both ways, so that'll be useful for people if I put cars in here and stuff. And then I also have some stop lights and things you can see. I've got them rigged with daylight sensors so that this road is green during the daytime, excuse me, and red during the night, and then it's the opposite this way. Although it's a little funky because right between daytime and nighttime they're actually both on at the same time, so you got the red light and the green light on. I'm gonna see, oh there, see, you can see it right there. So I'm gonna see what I can do to fix that, do some digging, and then I've also got a streetlight design in here. So I think I really like this. I got them spaced out evenly. They are expensive, as you can tell using the beacons, but I had a few beacons stored up, and I think I can get my hands on some more fairly easily. So yeah, as you can see, the rest of these aren't really, they don't have the lights in yet, but that is the street light design I'm going to be using. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how all this turned out. I think it looks really good now, with the traffic lights and the paint on the street, the painted lines and the street lamps and everything. I'm really kind of excited about how this looks now, and ready to start going with the buildings and getting the city really put in here. So I'm hoping here in the middle to put some greenery and things like that. Maybe a couple custom trees. Not really sure. We'll see. I'll do that in an episode or two. The rest of this might be easier if I jump into fly mode and we can check this out. Yeah, there we go. So that's what it looks like from the air. A very busy looking city intersection there. So over here, I think this strip is a little too narrow to really do much with. I might be able to put a building here on the corner. But I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into like a Riverwalk park area. So there will be paths through there, flowers, bushes, custom trees, all sorts of fun stuff. Just spruce that up, make it look really nice. Over here, I can definitely get at least 2 or 3 buildings in, maybe 4. We'll see, and that'll kind of hide the big crater over there from the rest of the town. But I want to put in a diner, I want to put in a record store, maybe a parking garage or an office building back there. I don't know. Same over here. I got space for quite a few buildings in these areas. So we'll see what we can get in. And then this corner, again, I could probably put 1 building there, and I probably will. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see what happens. And then, like I said, we'll continue to stretch the city out that way into the desert. And over here we'll have something. Again, I don't know what yet, but I'm sure inspiration will strike at some point. So I think that's all that I'm going to do for the city in this episode, but I do have one more project that I'm working on that I kind of want to share with you guys before we get going. And for that, we are going to hop over to my map art district. So now we're over here at my map art that I showed off at the beginning of the last episode. So if you all remember, I created a map art of the Beatles' iconic 1969 Abbey Road album cover. And this took forever, as you can imagine. I used what's known as the staircase method, so it gave me a whole lot of extra colors that I couldn't do if I just did this flat. But it also took 3 times as long as it would have done to create a flat map. You can do all sorts of really cool map art stuff, and album covers are uniquely suited to this because they're designed to be squares. Album covers are. So the square 128 by 128 pixel map that you get in Minecraft is really good for making album covers. I've taken a little bit of a break since I finished off my Beatles cover, because this is really detailed, really high def. A lot of different resources went into this to making this. But now I think I'm ready to start a new album cover project. I got a request for this from Combat, who's a trial mod right now on the server. Been playing with him for a long time. So I'm gonna make another album cover, and that's going to be for Pink Floyd's The Wall, another iconic album that you'll see around. Some good songs on there. Not the kind of music that I generally listen to very often. I'm more Beatles, more Elvis, Frank Sinatra, that kind of stuff, or country music if we're looking for something a little newer. But I do enjoy some of the songs on Pink Floyd's album, so we're going to do that album cover for Combat, and it should not be anywhere near as hard as this Beatles cover was. I put the picture up on the screen. You can see it's mostly just white with some black text on it. So I've cleared out this area here. It's a 128 by 128 square that I've completely flattened out. Float down to the ground there. And this is going to be where we build the wall. It's again going to be staircase method. I've got some of the resources I need over here, although not nearly all of them. Combat is helping me by supplying me with wool for this project, and most of it is just going to be white wool. So, well, that's not white wool, but I have one full shulker box and 2/3 of white wool at the moment. And I think I need 8 shulker boxes of white wool, not to mention the various other things that I'm going to need, like I think cobwebs are in my schematic, and the stuff to put the text on as well. I'm not sure what I'm making that out of yet, but we shall see once I load up the schematic. But yeah, it's going to be another big, time-consuming project. This is probably going to take at least a month to finish off. Let me get rid of this creeper here. But when it's done, it's going to look really cool, and I'm going to be able to do something in the city with it, which I think is going to be really neat as well. I'm planning on one of the buildings I'm going to build. I'm going to make a record store. I'm going to put up the different album covers that I make, and I'm going to make a bit of a data pack so that I pick whatever I think the best song is off that album, and I replace one of the Minecraft records with it so that I can have each album cover matched up to a Minecraft record that I can play with it. So I think that's going to be really cool. We'll build the record player once Pink Floyd gets a lot closer to being finished. Obviously, I haven't even really started yet, although it did take some time to clear this area out. Alright, we're back. I haven't done a ton of progress on this. It doesn't look all that impressive from here, just like 4 lines, but you see how far it goes up. That goes from back here 128 blocks that way. So it's a real kind of pain, to be honest here. But we're going to keep working on that through the next month or so. I'll show you a little bit of progress each time. But don't expect too many videos to come out of this. Maybe towards the end I'll have a big finishing the wall extravaganza, but you see it, this just keeps going up and up and up and up, all the way up to right here. Oh, I missed it. Right here. So you see how far up the ground we are. We're probably just about 128 blocks high off that flat plane that I made. So that's the progress we've made here. It looks a bit more impressive from up here, I think. But we'll just keep plugging along. You can sort of see on the map that I'm holding how the album cover's starting to look. If you're familiar with it, you can sort of see the right side of the album starting to come together there. If you're not familiar with the album, it just looks like I'm carpeting this with white, but you will see, it's going to be really cool once it finally gets finished here. So we will continue working on this and working on the city, and I'll let you guys see progress on it as it comes up. Well, that about does it for me this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave me a comment telling me about it, like the video, subscribe to my channel. I plan to keep doing this as I keep building up the city, and if you really are interested, come join me on Calmcraft. We have a great time over here. It's been a little bit dead lately, so I'd really like to have some more friends on to do some fun things and maybe play some games, get away from the building sometimes. So I will see you all in the next episode where we will build one of the first buildings in town. Take care, y'all. Bye.